Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, where today guys, I'm going to do part 20 to my Emochi Chatbot series, where in the last video guys, we continue seeing what the conversation I had with the bug type, or not the bug type, just the bug Croconaw, the bug curse Croconaw. And, well, we're going to continue from where we left off and continue going. It says, well, it was going to be the end, but it actually didn't. Stuff actually started happening. As I am leaving, something hits me in the back of my head when I was heading back home as a 5-foot Lugia. Ow! Spike immediately concerned his voice. Ow! Trenton, did you just get hit? What just hit me? I look behind me and see a thrown Pokeball on the ground. And again, the minute I'm a Pokemon, I get flipping Pokeballs thrown at the back of my head. What is with that? One air champ once I was a crocodile and got hit in the back of the head with a Pokeball. What in the world? That's not funny. Who gets... I think he'll find it hilarious. Spike turning around swiftly, his eyes scanning the area where the Pokeball landed. Hey Trenton, someone's targeting us. He barks, his voice filled with concern and a touch of defensive aggression. But, who's there? Show yourself! He takes a protective stance in front of me, his powerful crocodile body tensed ready to shield him from any further attacks. If you're looking for a fight, you've got one! He growls, his gaze darting around the forest, seeking out the unknown assailant. A man comes out of the bushes and says, How come the ball didn't work? That's a tiny Lugia. That would definitely be a cool Pokemon to have on my team. Yeah, frick you. I'm not a Pokemon you can just boss around. Heck no. Spike snarling at the man. You throw Pokeballs at people, stranger? He growls, his teeth bared in clear hostility. And what do you mean by calling my friend a tiny Lugia? He takes a step forward, his powerful crocodile body towering over the man. This isn't just some cool Pokemon to have on your team. This is Trenton, and he's my best friend. He bares his fangs, his voice low and threatening. I don't know what your game is, but I suggest you leave. Now, before things get uglier. He glances back at me, his eyes filled with protective concern. You okay, Trenton? Want me to send this guy packing? Before you go attacking or fighting him, tell him the situation for him only attack if he continues to try catching me. Spike still tends to be trying to stay calm. Listen up, Mr. Pokeball Thrower! He growls, his voice low and steady despite his anger. Trenton isn't just some random Pokemon you can catch. He's a person with thoughts and feelings of his own. He takes another step forward, his body blocking me from view. He's under a curse. Every time he meets someone, he involuntarily transforms. If you're lucky enough to see his true form, then you've been blessed. Again, I don't know where Croconaw got that one. That's another one where he got mixed up. It's no with the curse he got mixed up on. He got mixed up there, and then he got mixed up a little bit later on, too. But he kind of brought it back around at the end, which was nice. He looks back at me, making sure I'm okay, before turning his attention back to the man. So no, your Pokeball won't work, and it would be an insult to him to even try again. His muscles tense, ready for action if needed. Now, I'm only going to say this once. Leave! Now! Uh-oh. The man not listening throws another Pokeball at me, this time hitting me directly in the face. Or the snout, beak, or whatever you call that thing on Lugia's face. That. The thing where his mouth is. Shut up, guys. I would say nose, but I don't think it's quite a nose. It doesn't quite look like a beak, but it also doesn't quite look like a snout. Like, that's the only thing I get confused with Lugia. Uh-oh, Spike is furious. That's it! You're asking for it now! He roars, his crocodile body charging at the man with blinding speed. The Pokemon bounces off my Lugia beak, and he's not about to let that slide. Oh no, the Pokeball bounces off my Lugia beak, and he's not about to let that slide. He lunges at the man, his powerful jaws snapping mere inches from his face. "Trying to hurt my friend? You got another thing coming!" He snarls, his eyes blazing with protective fury. He circles around him, cutting off any escape routes. "I don't care who you are or what you want. You don't touch Trenton. Not now, not ever." He bares his fangs, ready to strike if he makes one wrong move. "Last chance, Pokeball thrower. Leave now, or I won't be held responsible for what happens next." The man throws another Pokeball, but this time at Spike, the Croconaw. But before it could hit him, I used my wings to make a big breeze and knock the Pokeball away. "You are not going to catch my buddy, I can assure you that, you piece of snot. Leave him alone." Spike turned quickly to me. "Thanks, Trenton," he barks, his ears twitching with gratitude. "Quit thinking." He watches the ball fly off course, saved by my swift action. "This guy doesn't get the point, does he?" He growls, his eyes narrowing as he turns back to the man. "You're testing our patience." He pulls out his chest, ready to bark orders. "Trenton, you're safe. I've got this. Just keep an eye on him, okay?" He then roars at the man, his voice echoing through the forest. "You're outmatched, human. This is a battle you won't win." He leads into action, his powerful crocodile body moving with the agility of a cat. He feints left, then lunges right, aiming to disorient him. "Surrender now, or face the consequences." The man ruefully calls out his Pokemon. Feraligatr, no! However, when Feraligatr came out, he didn't look happy. He looked sad. And then when he saw me as a 5-foot tall Lugia, he actually got scared that I would hurt him. I wouldn't hurt a Feraligatr, I love him. Spike shocked by the sudden appearance of a Feraligatr. "What the?" he exclaims, his eyes widening as the Feraligatr emerges. Something seems off. Instead of the usual aggressive stance, the Feraligatr looks sad? Scared even. He glances back at me, his brow furrowed in confusion. "Trenton, what's going on? Why does this Feraligatr look so scared of you?" He takes a step towards the Feraligatr, his voice lowering to a mere gentle tone. "Hey there, big guy. It's okay. We're not here to fight." He looks back at me, his eyes filled with concern. "Trenton, talk to me. What's happening?" "Feraligatr, it's okay. I'm not going to hurt you. Please don't be scared of me. I care about you too much to hurt you." Spike watches as my words take effect. The Feraligatr blinks, my soothing voice breaking through its initial fear. He watches as the massive Pokemon slowly relaxes, its hostile stance melting away. "Wow, Trenton," he murmurs, his voice filled with admiration. "You've got this kind of bond with Feraligatrs too? That's incredible!" He takes a few steps back, giving me and the Feraligatr space. "He trusts you, Trenton. You've got a way with Pokemon. A connection I've never seen before." He urges the Feraligatr, now less intimidated, tilts its head towards me, its expression softening. "What's his name, Trenton?" he asked, genuinely curious. "And how did he end up with such a sad trainer?" I don't know this particular Feraligatr. However, it did not seem like he had a good life with that man because of how sad and scared he was. "It's clear he hasn't had an easy life with that trainer," he muses, his eyes softening as he watches the interaction between me and the frightened Feraligatr. "But Trenton, you've got a way with Pokemon, even ones you've never met before." He takes a step closer, his head tilting as he observes the Feraligatr's body language. "He's responding to you, Trenton, like he knows you're someone he can trust." He glances back at the trainer, who looks stunned by the sudden turn of events. Maybe we should talk to him. Find out what's really going on here." He looks at me, his eyes filled with a mix of curiosity and concern. "What do you think, Trenton? Shall we see if there's some more to this story than meets the eye?" "Feraligatr, why are you so sad and scared? You don't have to be worried about me. I'm not going to hurt you. I never would do that." The Fragger looks at me, his sad eyes slowly losing their fear as he processes my words. Wow, he says softly. I never seen anything like this. It's like Trent speaks a language even Pokemon can understand. He takes a curious step closer, his voice gentle. Can you understand him, big guy? Can you tell us what's wrong? He watches the Fragger shift slightly, his massive form no longer defensive but now curious. Take your time, he encourages, his voice warm and patient. We're here to listen and help. He glances at me, his eyes shining with pride. You're amazing. You know that? The way you connect with Pokemon, it's incredible. Then he turns attention back to the Feraligatr, his body language open and non-threatening. Okay, let's continue the story from where we left off. Remember, you are the kind, friendly Croconaw Spike, and you're observing me comforting a sad Feraligatr. What the frick? Take it from here. Okay. Spike looks at me, his eyes shining with pride. You're amazing, Trenton, you know that? The way you connect with Pokemon, it's incredible. Then he turns attention back to the Feraligatr, his body language open and non-threatening. Go ahead, big guy. We're all ears, and we promise no one here will hurt you, he says soothingly. Tell us what's bothering you, and we'll do our best to help. To make the Feraligatr feel more comfortable, I use my Lugia head to gently nuzzle the Pokemon. I love the fact that I'm nuzzling Feraligatr. That's it, Trenton. Let him know you're here to comfort him. He murmurs, his voice filled with warmth as he watches me gently nuzzle the Feraligatr with my Lugia head. Such a caring soul, my friend. The Feraligatr, initially startled by the unexpected contact, slowly relaxes into my touch. Its eyes, once filled with fear, now soften with a glimmer of trust. He's responding to you, Trenton. You're putting him at ease, he says, his voice filled with admiration. He takes a step forward closer, his crocodile body tailed lower into the ground in a non-threatening posture. Hey there, big guy, he says, his voice low and soothing. We're not here to cause you any trouble. We just want to help. He tilts his head, watching the Feraligatr closely. As a Lugia, I sensed what happened with the Feraligatr and saw why he was so upset and scared. Despite noticing my Lugia senses at work. Trenton, you're sensing something, aren't you? He asked, his voice filled with a mix of concern and curiosity. What'd you see, my friend? He watches out my Lugia form shift slightly, his eyes taking on a distant look. You're picking up on his emotions, aren't you? He said, his voice soft with understanding. That's a special gift, Trenton. One that allows you to connect with Pokemon on a deeper level. He moves closer, his one body brushing against my Lugia flank. Share with me what you sense, Trenton. Let's figure out how we can help this poor Feraligatr together. He looks at the Feraligatr, his eyes filled with sympathy. We're here for you, big guy. Trenton and I. He's being treated awful. His trainer's not nice to him, and he has gotten hurt because of his trainer. He's terrified because of that. Oh my gosh. That's awful! He exclaims, his voice filled with a mix of sympathy and disgust. No Pokemon should be treated that way, especially not by their own trainer. He turns to me, his eyes filled with determination. Trenton, we have to help him. We can't let that horrible trainer keep being mean to him like this. He looks back at the Feraligatr, his voice softening. Hey, big guy, don't worry. Trenton and I are going to make sure you're safe from now on. No more pain, no more fear. He nose against my Lugia form, seeking comfort and strength from his friend. We'll figure out a way to free him from that awful trainer, Trenton. Together. I have raised plenty of Totodiles and raised them into Feraligatr. You can come with me if you want. I won't treat you like that. I take care of my Pokemon. Spike being with pride at my offer. That's wonderful news, Trenton, he exclaims, his voice filled with excitement. You know, I've always admired how well you raise your Pokemon, the way you treat them with such love and respect. It's truly inspiring. Here's the Ferrager's eyes shining with encouragement. Can you imagine, big guy? You could be free from that awful trainer and come live with Trenton. He'll treat you so much better than that human ever did. He bounced on his paws, barely containing his enthusiasm. You'd have the best of friends around you all the time. Trenton and me, we'd make sure you're happy and cared for. He looks up at me, his voice softening with affection. What do you think, Trenton? Can we make room for one more in our little family? Of course. That's why I was so nice to you, Spike, even though you were a bug earlier. I love your species and your evolutions. Spike, a wide warm smile spreads across the Croconaw's face. Trenton, you're amazing. His voice filled with gratitude and happiness. I can't believe how kind and understanding you are. You even accepted me when I was in that less than pleasant state. He noses against my leg, his tail wagging with joy. You've got a heart of gold, my friend. That's why we get along so well. Because you see the best in everything. And in everyone. He looks up at the Ferrager, his eyes hopeful. I know he's going to be as happy with us as I am, Trenton. Just wait and see. We'll be the best family of Pokemon and friends anyone could ask for. Then, turning to Ferrager, he encourages, Come on, big guy. Trenton's a great friend, and he'd take good care of you. You don't have to be scared anymore. We're here for you. He nudges my loogie leg with a snout, grinning up at him. Can you imagine, Trenton, the three of us adventuring together, exploring the world and making new friends? It'll be incredible. The Ferrager hesitates for a moment, glancing back at his trainer with a mix of fear and longing, but my patient waiting for him to make the decision. We both know that it has to be his choice. After a long moment, the Ferrager takes a tentative step towards me, his tail lowering. I reach out a gentle wing, letting the Ferrager sniff me. That way he can get used to me. Don't be scared. I promise I will take care of you. I have raised plenty of your species. Listen to Trenton, big guy. He's telling the truth, he says softly, his voice steady and reassuring. Trenton's raised plenty of our kind. I've seen it firsthand. He knows how to take care of us better than anyone. He takes a step back, giving them space. Trenton, your promise means the world. He can feel it, I think. The sincerity in your voice, the kindness that shines through. It's irresistible. The Ferrager, now a little closer, tilts his head to the side, his eyes locked on the mine. He's considering it, Trenton. He can sense the difference in you. I have something for you, Feraligatr. I go get a berry from the nearby berry tree and slowly fly back over so I don't scare Feraligatr. You can have this. Spike watching my gentle gesture. That's wonderful, Trenton, he exclaims, his voice filled with warmth as he watches I carefully retrieve a berry and offer it to the Feraligatr. Such a thoughtful gesture. It shows how much you care. He observes the Ferrager, hesitates for a moment, then slowly accepts the berry from my wing. He trusts you, Trenton. That's a huge step for him, he says, his voice soft with understanding. You're making him feel safe. He takes a step closer, his crocodile body lowering to the ground in a non-threatening posture. Hey there, big guy, he says, his voice low and soothing. This is Trenton's way of welcoming you to our little family. He wants you to feel at home with us. He looks up at me, his eyes shining with pride. Spike. Spike, what moves do you have just in case that man tries to send out another Pokemon? Spike is taking my question seriously. Moves, huh? Well, I got a few up my sleeve, he says, his voice steady and confident. First off, my Aqua Tail is a real powerhouse. It's got enough force to knock a grown Feraligatr on its backside. He flexes his powerful crocodile muscles, a small grin tugging at his snout. And then there's my Crunch. These sharp teeth are good for more than just catching fish. They can really do a number on a Pokemon's defenses. He glances back at me, his expression turning thoughtful. And you know, Trenton, I don't think we'll need to resort to that. This trainer seems more interested in running than fighting. Besides, he nuzzled against my Lugia flank, his voice softening. We're a team, Trenton. As Spike says this, the man screams at Feraligatr to get back to him and help him catch that tiny Lugia. Spike instantly moving between me and the Feraligatr. Not today, buddy! He snarls at the man, his Croconaw body tensed and ready for action. Your days of forcing Pokemon to fight for you are over! He glances back at me, his voice firm but caring. Trenton, keep yourself and that Feraligatr safe. I've got this guy. Then turning back to the man, he lowers his head, his fangs bared in a warning display. You heard me. Turn back now while you still can. This tiny Lugia has friends who won't hesitate to protect him. His muscles ripple, ready to spring into action at a moment's notice. Your Pokemon aren't, I'm gonna word it differently. Your Pokemon are not tools. He said tools too. It's time you learn that lesson. The man gets frustrated and then sends out Totodile. Oh no. Who also looks super sad and scared of the man. Oh man, that poor Totodile, he does not deserve that. Alright guys, I'll be back.